All right, let's talk about one of the biggest puzzles in the entire design world. How do you make a single website look amazing on every single screen out there? Today, we're going to crack that code and we're going to do it right inside Figma.
You've probably noticed this, right? You're on your laptop and a website looks just perfect. Then you grab your phone, open that exact same site, and somehow it's totally rearranged itself to fit that little screen. It's not magic, I promise. It's a design philosophy called responsive design, and we're going to break down exactly how it all works.
And this leads us right to the core challenge that pretty much every modern designer and developer is trying to solve: the responsive design puzzle. I mean, just think about it for a second. The number of different screen sizes out there is practically infinite. You've got your tiny smartwatch screens, phones of all shapes, tablets, laptops, and these huge desktop monitors. Trying to create a separate, static design for every single one, that would be an absolute nightmare. The real goal here is to build one single, intelligent design that can adapt to any of them.
So, how do we actually solve this puzzle of a million different screens? Well, we're going to focus on two of Figma's, magic tools for the job: auto layout and components. Honestly, these two are total game changers for building designs that can truly adapt. So, at its core, this whole thing boils down to two really simple ideas. First, you've got auto layout. This basically tells your different design elements how to behave when the screen changes. Should they stretch? Should they wrap to the next line? Then you've got components. Think of these as your master elements, like a button or a navigation bar. You change the master component once, and boom, every single copy of it updates instantly across your entire design. You put these two together, and you get some serious power and flexibility.
You know, a really great way to think about this is like you're building with smart Legos. Imagine you had these Lego blocks that just automatically snapped into place, and if you stretched or squished the base plate they were on, they would just reorganize themselves perfectly. That's pretty much what auto layout is doing. You're not just placing objects anymore, you're building an intelligent, self-organizing system.
So let's actually see how we can use these smart building blocks in practice. It's all about bringing a little order to the chaos by building with auto layout. It really just comes down to these three simple steps. First, you take things that logically belong together, like, say, a profile picture, a username, and a handle, and you group them up. Then, literally with one click, you apply auto layout. And finally, the important part. You tell the elements what to do. Should they stay the same size no matter what, or should they stretch to fill whatever space is available? That fill container rule is absolutely crucial for making designs feel fluid. And this is the payoff. Instead of text overflowing its box, or images getting all squished, or the whole layout just falling apart when you resize the screen, everything just works. The elements reflow and reorganize themselves based on the simple rules you set. It's a massive, massive leap from the old way of doing static design.
Okay, let's really put this to the test and see it in action. We're going to watch a layout magically transform as we take it from a big desktop screen all the way down to a mobile one.
And this is just a perfect illustration of that transformation. See, on a desktop, you have all this screen real estate, right? So you can easily have three columns side by side. But if you try to cram those three columns onto a tiny mobile screen, everything would be unreadably small. So instead, the system is smart enough to stack them vertically. That side navigation, it might turn into a little hamburger menu. And the trends panel, it just moves down below the main feed. It's all the same content, just arranged in a much smarter way. So this whole idea, what we've been describing, it has a name. It's called responsive design. And it's not just some cool feature. It's the fundamental standard for how you create any modern website or app. It's all about making sure everyone has a great user experience, no matter what device they happen to be on. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Building all of this from scratch every single time, that sounds like a ton of work. And that brings us to a huge community secret: how to work smarter, not harder. This right here is one of the most powerful ideas you can ever embrace as a designer. Reinventing the wheel on every single project is just inefficient. The smartest, most productive creators out there know how to build on the work that others have already done. And what's amazing is that Figma makes this incredibly easy to do. The Figma community is basically this huge, searchable library of files that other designers have shared with the world. You need a set of icons, a pre-built responsive navigation bar, an entire template for a design system. It's probably in there, and it's probably free. You can just pull these assets right into your project and see how they were built. It's just an incredible resource for learning and for building way, way faster. Okay, as we start to wrap up, let's zoom all the way out to the single most important idea, the big takeaway from this whole entire process. And this is why this all matters so much. We're moving away from the old world of creating these static, pixel-perfect pictures that only show what a website looks like on one screen. The real job of a modern designer is to create a robust, flexible system of components and rules, a system that can combine and adapt to create a great experience on any screen, even on screens that haven't been invented yet. It's really about designing for the future. So there you have it. The secret isn't about painstakingly crafting dozens of different static layouts. It's about building a single, intelligent system, using tools like auto layout and components. The real power is in the system. So, now that you know the secret, what will you create?